Okay, right. Are we on? Are we on? Are we on? We're on. We're on! I know it's been a while. It's been a big while, but I'm back. Hi guys, I'm Miriam. This is my YouTube channel. I left it to dust, for a while, but crazy. Life has been crazy and it's gonna continue to be crazier, but just bear with me. I'm still doing movie reviews. I'm trying to do more stuff with the YouTube channel. It's a lot and I'm one person. So yeah, let's talk about why we're here and why I'm here. Spider-Man Far From Home. I got this pop because it's so cute. Look at him. Look at him. He's so cute! Anyways, yeah, a lot of you were like, okay, are you gonna do Far From Home? I didn't do the other movie, Dark Phoenix. Maybe I should do a review. I don't know if it's too late, but I can do it. But forget that. We're talking about Spider-Man Far From Home, the first movie after Avengers Endgame right here. This is a poster for it. I have a lot to say for the movie. It's, how can you top one of the biggest movies of the year? That's certainly the big question coming into Spider-Man Far From Home, and obviously it's the sequel to Spider-Man Homecoming. Spider-Man Homecoming had Iron Man, and spoiler alert, if you have not watched Avengers Endgame, Iron Man dies in the movie, so he is not in Far From Home. And so now Tony, the presence of Tony, how is Peter going to move on without his mentor in life? And that's what we get to see with Spider-Man Far From Home. I have my pros, which are a lot, and I have my cons, which are a little, and I'll tell you my overall feel for the movie. So let's get to it. Spider-Man Far From Home knocks it out of the park. I was very hesitant going into the movie because, of course, it's coming right after Avengers Endgame, which is one of the biggest movies of the year and is trying to be number one. It's probably already number one of all time by the time this video it gets out to YouTube. So if you're number one, Avengers Endgame, congratulations. So yeah, how do you beat that, or how do you even compare that? Like, how can you just follow that? And that's the big question. They managed to do it, Marvel Studios. I loved Homecoming, mostly because Tony Stark was mostly there, and this film kind of proves to the audience that Tom Holland can stand on his own without any major Avenger. I hope that wasn't a spoiler, but you don't expect an Avenger to come to this movie. So what is Peter to do? So it kind of tells you the story of Peter just trying to live a normal life, especially after the snap, the 5 years that they lost, and how can he come back from that. And it's just interesting to see how I mean, Tom did phenomenal, and how he can put all these emotions, because he's happy he's back, he's with his friends, and then he misses Tony. It's just a lot for Peter, and it's interesting to see his journey in this film, and it's one of the reasons that gives it so much heart. And that's what I love. Spider-Man is all about heart, and this movie just transcends that. Tom Holland, I was a big fan before, I'm a bigger fan now, so I'm excited for what Tom has down the line for Marvel, because yeah. Next pro, I have to say it's Jake Gyllenhaal. Jake Gyllenhaal as Mysterio was so perfectly casted. I love Jake Gyllenhaal. I think he's a great actor, and him playing Mysterio, they got Mysterio right. I don't want to say too much about his character. I just think his character was just well done in all aspects from beginning to end. So yeah. Another pro for me, I don't know, I love the story. I think it reminded, this story reminded me a lot of Winter Soldier, a lot of Civil War. It's a lot of, okay, Peter Parker's on his own. He doesn't have his mentor anymore. So how can he continue on being an Avenger or a superhero in that case, because he's trying to balance everything out now. He's trying to be okay, live a normal life, but things keep happening. So yeah, I loved the story. It flowed well. There was not a dull moment. I think the story at the beginning was a little too slow, but it picks up real quickly in the first 15 minutes. Yeah. Happy is in the movie. He's great. I love Jon Favreau, and the fact that he's in this movie again, it's great. I don't want to say too much because I feel like I'll spoil it for you. So I'm like thinking of what to tell you. I don't want to go to my cons yet because there's so much good stuff, and I think the best part of this movie is the last act. All act 3 is just so freaking good. And there are post-credit scenes, of course. That's the a la Marvel. Stay in your seat. There are 2 credit scenes, and they're possibly the best credit scenes that Marvel Cinematic Universe has ever done. Yeah, that's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. Okay, let's go to my cons. Some of my cons. The first one, I think now I'm nitpicking it. It's the CGI. I mean, the CGI was a little rough in the beginning, but then there's a reason for it because, again, in the last act, I see where all of their CGI efforts were put into. But, you know, when you watch the movie, I think you're going to see that the CGI is a little rough in the beginning, but towards the end, it's like, whoa. I recommend watching this movie in IMAX because the last act is like, wow. I guess I don't have a con. I mean, I think it's funny. It has a lot of heart. Like I said, it's very humorous. But I think that's it. Maybe I need to watch it again. I'm definitely watching it again, mostly because, you know, the last act is just great. I can't stop raving about it. I think that's my favorite. I did say on my social media that this movie ranks high, and I said it saying it's beating out Spider-Man 2, and I'll tell you why I said that. Because, are you ready for it? Spider-Man 2, the Tobey Maguire one, showed so much heart, and it showed an evolvement of Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man, because, you know, he's the kid, and now he's, you know, his relationship with MJ, with Mary Jane, not MJ, you know, because MJ's in this movie. You know, his relationship with Mary Jane and Doc Ock, like, pushing him to his limit. And of course, his best friend, Oz, you know, like, it just shows you all that. It shows you, you know, all of that from beginning to end. I think in Spider-Man Far From Home, it shows the same thing. You're seeing Peter grow in a movie. I mean, we've seen him grow since Civil War, but in this one, you're emotionally seeing him evolve. And that's hard because, you know, Tony Stark was his mentor. I can't stress it enough. He looked up to that guy, and now he wants to make him proud. And how can he do that? And in this movie, it shows you how Peter is throwing all these obstacles, and he's learning, and that tells you why we love Spider-Man so much. It's so full of heart. It's full of a hero, and I think that's why I loved Spider-Man Far From Home so much, beating out Spider-Man 2 by just like this much. Again, the story is great. There is romance, which is pretty funny. It's just great. It made me feel very good about the Marvel Cinematic Universe because we just lost a massive star. We lost a massive superhero. And now that we lost Iron Man, you know, and Captain America, we can't forget about that. How can we move forward? So Spider-Man Far From Home is the perfect movie to see how we're gonna move forward to phase 4 or 5. 4. Yeah. Again, I don't know if I'm missing anything. I don't want to say too much because this is a non-spoiler review. I might do a spoiler review after I watch it again, but man, this movie was so good. You feel so good. You're gonna come out of the movie theater just like wanting to watch it again. I think it's just great. Yeah, I can't think of anything else. I rated it again, Spider-Man 2, Spider-Man Far From Home, like this. Yeah, and it definitely beats Homecoming, because Homecoming was great. It was fun. It was getting to see, you know, all the characters. You know, you introduce all his friends and Aunt May, and we thinking, you know, like, is Uncle Ben gonna be like, you know, back or whatever? But this one, there's an involvement. I love Tom Holland, what he did with this character. It's so good. It's so fantastic. I love it. Yeah, so let me know if you loved Spider-Man Far From Home. Is it better than Spider-Man 2? Is it not better than Spider-Man 2? You let me know down in the comments. I'm excited to hear, and I'm so excited for you guys to watch this movie. It's like, I'm excited for you. I'll be watching it again Tuesday, so I'm gonna go buy my ticket now. So yeah, I will be back on this YouTube channel. I promise I will. We have big things coming up. If you're in Miami or if you're in the South Florida area, Florida SuperCon's coming up in a few days, so I'll be there. And of course, the big daddy of them all, it's our Super Bowl, San Diego Comic-Con. I will also be there. So there's just a lot happening. So just stay with me. Stay with me. I hope I can even stay with myself. It's just been so crazy. Yeah, so I'll see you in the next video. Again, enjoy Spider-Man Far From Home. Trust me, you guys are really gonna love it. So I'll see you next time.